What is up, people? It's Mike GZ28 here speaking. I'm here with absolutely nobody, and today, in this video, we're back and we're gonna talk about the Dying Light roleplay once again. Now, let's start off with episode 1 or episode 2. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I didn't do a recap of episode 1 season 4 yet. So here's basically what's happened in the last 2 episodes. But first things first, if you guys didn't get the gist of this yet, instead of having like a role play like every 2 or 3 days, we've changed it up a bit. It just fits our schedule. We're only doing one role play a week. One role play a week, and it's always going to be on a weekend. We're going to try to do it always on Fridays, but it will either be on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So every role play comes out on weekends. And so yeah, just clear that up. Now, into the real juicy part. So, first things first. Let's start off with the new characters. We have Sebastian. We have Mason, and Benjamin, a.k.a. Benny, and Mike. So there's 4 people, just like the past, 3 seasons. There's 4 people now, once again. But as you guys noticed, Crane is gone, Dash is gone, and Nick is gone. If you guys have been keeping up to date with the roleplay on the very last episode of Season 3, it was the big battle. It was Mike, Dash, Nick, and Crane battling it all out to see who's going to get the book and who is the better sole survivor, basically. They were brawling, basically for the whole season, but the last episode, of course, was the final brawl. And we witnessed the death of Nick, Dash, and Crane. Now, and Mike was the sole survivor. Now in season 2, in season 4, at the end of season 3, they said that Slums was burnt down to a crisp after their brawl in the second to last episode. Slums was burnt down, and which means Slums will not be featured in season 4 as it is burnt down, gone, bye-bye. Which means that the countryside in Old Town will be the only maps in season 4. So there are a lot of changes. There are 3 new characters and going to be multiple new characters throughout the whole season. So yeah, Sebastian. Okay, so Mike in episode 1, he said he knew Crane. He didn't say too much to the new kids. By the way, Sebastian and Benjamin are brothers. Mason is basically like that one kid that, like, you know what I'm saying? He's like that one kid. He's just a part of the group. We don't know really his background, but he's just a part of the group. We know that he's an engineer. We know that he's all that, but we just don't know his background or anything. So Mike, as an old man now, an older man, he says he doesn't know what happened to Crane, which he obviously is lying because at the very last episode of season 3, he shot Crane dead in the head. He said, but he does not mention Dash or Nick until episode 2. Basically, in episode 1, Mike starts to teach them the ways of how to survive in Haran And episode 2 comes in, and it starts off with Mason gone. And then it's Mike showing them how to face their fears. And so then Sebastian and Benjamin are starting to get onto them because Mason's gone, and Mike says, again, Mike is already lying about the disappearance of Crane. He knows Crane is dead. Sebastian and Benjamin are just looking for their brother. But what they don't know is that the person that is helping them survive is killed their brother. So Sebastian and Benjamin are getting onto that, and when Mike goes out to go get them food, for a split second, Mike and Nick say, when Benjamin and Sebastian go out to get, when Mike goes out to get food, Sebastian and Benjamin start talking, and they're like, they say things like, oh, I don't trust this, I don't trust him, I don't think he's telling the truth about Crane, and I hope Mason is okay, blah, blah, blah. So, what happened to Mason? Who knows? But what we do know is that Crane is dead, and Mike is lying about that. Crane is dead for sure, and Mike is lying about that, so you never know. Could he be lying about Mason? Could he be telling the truth? I mean, he is teaching these kids how to survive, so who knows? So they go on and they go into this cave where later on in the episode they go into this cave where right before that Mike gives them their own weapons and things like that. They go into the cave and they explore it. And but right, you saw that Sebastian was staring. He went up into the cave and he was shooting all the volatiles. But then in came a night hunter, because they lived in the cave. A night hunter came and he jumped down. But then right after that, going more towards into it, he goes up onto a cliff and he's staring into a tunnel, which he sees something move, which is going to pop up right here on the screen. I zoomed it in. Okay, so here is the normal picture, is what you're saying now, is what he saw, and now here is the zoomed in one. So, yeah, he saw that and he seemed frozen. He was like, what is that? We didn't get a good look at it, but there was something moving in that pond, it looked like. So then Mike and Benjamin called saying, come over here, and he grappled over there, and that is where the episode ended. It left on a big cliffhanger. So, if you guys, like I said, if you want to know what happens next on the Dying Light Roleplay The Infection Season 4, the final season, then you're going to have to tune in on the weekend to see when it's coming out. Hope we're going to go for Friday, just so we don't have to, wait for you guys. But that is it for today's video. A lot of things going on in Season 4. But that is it for today's video. Hope you guys all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Still ain't rich.